Hi there, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. The group you see in front of you is our top band here, the Wind Ensemble. And that first piece was 2 out of 3 movements of a really neat tune called New England Triptych by an American composer named William Schumann, writing based off the hymns of a Revolutionary War composer named William Billings, who wrote a lot of choral music back around the Revolutionary War era. That's kind of a very 20th century take on it, which I realize is now, 50 years old or so, but kind of a neat twist on that stuff. Being a bicentennial baby myself, I kind of gravitate towards the Revolutionary War stuff. So that was a neat thing. The prelude was an interesting opener. We were kind of talking about it, but it dictates, the composer says right in the score, when we're doing this, you start with When Jesus Wept, and then you go right into the Chester, the overture there, with barely a pause in between. So even though it's a bit of an unusual opener for us, I thought that would be a nice one. Featured some outstanding solo work from Wes Farmer on euphonium and Walter Kasmer on the trumpet, as well as Sari Sagnoff back there on the field drum. So some nice stuff there. We've got another kind of slow and pretty one for you, but trust me, there's plenty of notes coming in a couple of minutes. This next one is a really beautiful piece written in 2002 by Stephen Bryant called Dusk. 04? Is it 04? Oh, sorry. Corrected me there. You could read their program note. I think Kevin wrote, did you write the one for Dusk? No. Shannon wrote the one for Dusk. Okay, so somebody back there has corrected me. Really beautiful tune, and Stephen Bryant is a young composer who thought this would be just like looking out over a mountain vista at sunset. So kind of a neat tune here that I really enjoy. Here is Dusk. All right, well, we've got one more for you. And Melissa's going to give us a pitch here, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the last tune. So let's let the clarinets get settled for a second, Melissa, and let them get seated. We rotate seating on a lot of the parts, so you see the players getting up and switching a bit between tunes. It helps keeps the chops fresh and makes things a little more interesting, so you're not playing third part all the time. So I want to thank you again for coming out on Valentine's Day. I had a special vest made for just the occasion. I don't know if you noticed this or not. Yeah. As band students, and I, 27 years ago was a band student, starting off with my little cornet in the Churchville Middle School band, we owe a lot of thanks to our parents for a lot of different things that they do for us over the years. All the early and late trips to school, and all, buying the instrument, that's kind of a big thing, right? And all the lessons and all the hours and all of the tolerating, oh man, tolerating some of that beginning practice, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I actually am still thanking my particular set of band parents, because Mom made me the vest for tonight. Mom and Dad are out there in the audience watching. That's how they're spending their Valentine's Day. Hi, Mom, Dad, thank you. So there we go. Guess after all these years, that's all the better you could come up with for a Valentine's Day date? I don't know. All right. Well, it's worked for how many years? 41 years now, so I guess that's all right. Anyway, the next tune, so thank you to all of you. Come join us for some of our more additional upcoming music events here. Next week, same time, same place, we've got the jazz concert featuring the Jazz Lab Band and the Jazz Ensemble under the direction of my fabulous colleague who's been doing all the tech stuff and stage crewing and running around and making sure everything goes as planned tonight. Mr. Keith Pittner, and so be back here next week. Check out the jazz bands with him. In 2 weeks, our fabulous choral programs will take the stage and do their spring concert here, winter concert. I don't know what they're calling it. We're kind of in that middle area where we're hoping it's a spring concert, but I think we're resigned to the fact that it's a winter concert. So they'll be up here as well. And then in March, on March 21st, we've got a performance then with Concert and Symphonic Band, who are out there being great audience members and great stage crew members for us tonight. Thank you. You can see them in Symphonic Winds again playing in March. So check that out in your program. Special thanks to all of the parents, as always, that help us out. Now, we've got a really neat one for you here, a Russian symphony. For many, many years, this was not available to us. Boris Kozevnikov is a great Russian composer who wrote a lot of great works. But because he was writing during the time of the Cold War for decades, the music was not allowed to pass the Iron Curtain. And finally, when that came down in the early 90s, one of the first groups to tour in the former Soviet Union was the U.S. Marine Band, and their director, John Bourgeois, not only conducted the band, but was also a great composer and arranger and brought back a lot of this fabulous Russian literature with him. And this is probably one of the best of those. This is his transcription. He transcribed it from the Russian orchestra to the modern American military band, and this piece called, subtitled Slavyanskaya, which I think is just a proper name, and apparently it shares its name with a vodka and a hotel. So I don't know what that means, but there it is. So I'm not sure where Slavyanskaya comes from, but it's a really cool piece of music. We're playing the first movement of it for you tonight, and we hope you enjoy the Wind Ensemble and Boris Kozevnikov's Symphony No. 3, Slavyanskaya. Thank you once again. And if you're a regular at these concerts, you know we always leave with just one more for the road. So on this Valentine's Day, enjoy a fun little circus march by C.L. Barnhouse entitled The Battle of Shiloh. Thanks once again. Have a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you at our next concert in March. Or next week for jazz. Next week for jazz. Do that.